When you hear the name Botticelli, what do you picture? I bet you're thinking of Venus on her seashell, right? The very definition of Renaissance beauty. But the man behind that painting, well, his life was anything but serene. In fact, it's a wild story of incredible genius, intense faith, and a pretty spectacular fall from grace.
So let's just get right into it. How on earth does the artist who created what might be the single most iconic painting of the entire Renaissance end up dying broke and almost totally forgotten? I mean, it's a shocking reversal of fortune, and that's the mystery we're going to unravel right now.
Okay, first things first. To really get the artist, you've got to start with his name, which, as it turns out, wasn't actually Botticelli. Nope, that was just a nickname, and honestly, not a very flattering one.
His real, given name was Alessandro di Mariano di Vanni Filippelli. Yeah, go ahead, try saying that 3 times fast. It's a very typical Italian name for the time. It just means Alessandro, the son of Mariano, of the Filippelli family. A real mouthful, and a world away from the short, catchy name we all know him by.
So where did Botticelli even come from? Get this, it means little barrel. Seriously. The best guess we have is that the nickname originally belonged to his older brother, who was maybe a little on the round side, and it just kind of got stuck to Alessandro. Think about that for a second. The painter who gave us some of the most graceful, elegant figures in all of art history was known to his friends as Little Barrel.
So how do you go from Little Barrel to the absolute top of the art world? Well, let's jump to his golden age. Because for a while there, Botticelli wasn't just a painter in Florence, he was the painter. He was the go-to guy for the most powerful family in what was arguably the most creative city on the planet. I mean, he had the perfect setup. He's in Florence, which is the absolute epicenter of everything cool happening in the Renaissance. He's got the Medici family backing him. We're talking an almost unlimited budget and total creative freedom. This is the environment that lets him create masterpieces like The Birth of Venus and Primavera. And he was a genuine innovator. That full-length, non-religious nude figure of Venus, nobody was doing that. It was a complete game changer.
And this right here is what made him so special. His paintings weren't just illustrating Bible stories, which was the standard. They were like these visual poems about ancient myths, about philosophy, about this new idea of an earthly, human-focused beauty. That was the very soul of the Renaissance. He was painting big ideas, not just religious icons.
And then, right at the absolute peak of his fame and success, everything changes. A dark shadow falls over Florence, and it falls right on top of Botticelli's brilliant career. A radical, fiery new voice starts warring through the city, preaching against the very world of beauty and pleasure that Botticelli had helped create.
That voice belonged to a man named Girolamo Savonarola. He was this incredibly intense Dominican friar who basically declared war on everything the Florentine Renaissance stood for. Its art, its wealth, its humanism. He was condemning Botticelli's entire universe. And the most shocking part of all? Botticelli was listening.
The change in his art isn't subtle. It's like a light switch being flipped off. Just look at the difference here. Before Savonarola, his work is all about myths, it's vibrant, it's full of light and life. Afterwards, it becomes dark, strictly religious, and almost grim. The radiant Venus is gone, replaced by suffering saints and dark crucifixions. The light just literally goes out of his paintings.
So, as you can imagine, this spiritual crisis quickly turns into a professional one. The tastes in Florence were changing anyway, moving toward the new titans like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. Botticelli's new, dark, severe style just couldn't compete. He basically became yesterday's news. So, how does a forgotten man become an immortal icon? Well, that's the final chapter of our story. His whole life story is laid out right here, and man, it is a roller coaster. You have this incredible peak working for the Medici, then the dramatic turning point, all because of Savonarola. That leads straight into a long, slow slide into obscurity and a lonely death. But then, centuries later, you get the rebirth, the moment the world finally remembered his genius.
Which brings us right back to where we started. The star painter of Florence's golden age, the man who defined beauty for a whole generation, died in poverty, almost a complete unknown. To the art world of his time, he was just a relic, a holdover from an older, more frivolous era. His moment had well and truly passed. But history, as it turns out, had the final say. Just try walking through the Uffizi Gallery in Florence today. The massive crowds packed around his paintings tell you everything you need to know about who really won. His art is now a global treasure. In the end, Little Barrel definitely got the last laugh. It's just an unbelievable story, and it really makes you think, doesn't it? Botticelli's life proves that fame during your own time guarantees nothing, and being forgotten isn't always the final word on genius. It just begs the question, who else is out there, lost to history for now, just waiting for us to rediscover them?